Hi, everybody. My name is Melanie Pensak, and I am here today to guide you through mindfulness meditation. I am a mindfulness meditation teacher and nature based meditation leader, and I'm really happy to be here to help give you some instructions on how to start a mindfulness practice. So, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is really about paying attention to what's happening in the present moment. So it's about stepping out of autopilot, stepping out of the busyness of our day, the busyness of our lives, to really be in the present moment, in the body. So oftentimes we're not in the body, even though we think we might be, we're up in our head. Many times we have thoughts and stories and planning and replay and fantasies going on in our mind, which is really not in the present moment experience. So, to start a meditation practice or a mindfulness meditation practice, it's all about learning how to come back into the present moment experience by being inside this body that we're living in. So many times people will say, I can't meditate because I have so many thoughts going through my mind. There's this misconception that meditation is all about not having any thoughts in the mind. When in reality, meditation is about working with whatever is happening in our experience. So when you sit down to meditate, there might be a lot of thoughts going through the mind. Planning thoughts, predicting thoughts, story, replay, fantasy, all these things I just mentioned. And we learn to see them clearly and return and practice to come back into the body again and again as a meditation practice. It helps to train the mind. It helps us to come back to the present moment each and every time we notice that the mind has wandered away. So, mindfulness is a powerful tool. It's about clearly seeing what's happening in the present moment. And as we start a mindfulness meditation practice, some helpful images. If you've ever had a cup of water and there's a lot of mud and dirt in the water, eventually the mud and dirt starts to settle down to the bottom of the cup. And the water is more clear. You can see through it. Mindfulness, clear awareness, paying attention to what's happening in the present moment allows us to see clearly, to see through the mud, to really know what's happening in our experience. Another image that I share is if you've ever had a car and it's all fogged and all icy and there's lots on the windshield, you can't see clearly, but you put on your warmer and defrosters and you see the actual space and clarity starts to open up right in front of you. Well, that's what a mindfulness meditation practice does. It helps us to see clearly what's happening in our body, in our mind, in our emotional life. And we do this for the purpose of really helping us to develop the ability to make better choices. We can hear our intuition better. We can sleep better. We can allow our body to rest. There's a lot of research that shows all the different benefits that a mindfulness meditation practice can give you physiologically and mentally and emotionally. But to start a mindfulness practice, we need to begin, as I mentioned, in the body, getting out of this busy thinking mind and returning here. And so, how do we do that? I'm going to guide you through a practice that is really the basis of getting started with a mindfulness practice. We're going to ground the body. We're going to learn how to be in the body in a position that helps us to cultivate the mind. So, one way for us to do this is to get into a comfortable seated position. So many times you'll see meditation pictures in the media of people sitting cross-legged in the most ideal situation. And that's not really reality, right? That's marketing. But for meditation practice, we do want to encourage a seated position if possible, because it allows us to be upright, working with whatever comes our way, which is what is happening in our lives much of the time. We are upright, dealing with everything that's happening to us in our lives, right? We enter into a mindfulness meditation practice so that we learn to work with our body, our thoughts, and our emotions while we're seated, so that when we go out into the real world, we can also work with our body, emotions, and thoughts. It helps us to really engage in conversation and engage with the world in a calm, peaceful way. So you're going to find yourself in a seated position, a place that feels really comfortable for you. It could be seated on a chair with your feet touching the floor. If you're seated in a chair, I would ask that you do not lean back into the chair and lounge on your chair. It's more about being upright and supported by the chair. Uncrossing your legs and allowing your feet to be flat, touching the ground underneath you. Some people like to be on a meditation bench or a meditation cushion. I'm kneeling right now on a meditation bench. You can find these online. It's very comfortable for the hips. And there are also many different kinds of meditation cushions and pillows that you can play around with if you're serious about starting a meditation practice. But in the meantime, a couch, a chair, that all works just fine for this grounding practice that I'm going to walk you through today. So you're going to be in an upright position. We're going to invite in relaxation into the body. And you want to find a comfortable position for your hands. So you might want to put your hands on your legs face down. Some people like to put their hands on their belly, but just in a position that allows the shoulders to relax and the body to feel soft and as peaceful as possible. When we go through a meditation, I'm also going to invite you to close your eyes. For some people, that can be overwhelming. So if that triggers any trauma or feels not good for you, it's no problem. You can just keep your eyes and your gaze down to the ground. So we don't want our eyes wandering all over the place. It's more about keeping our gaze on a particular point on the floor, more focused downward, eliminating all the visual distraction we can. So 2 options, eyes closed or eyes open. And we're going to work with our body and feel the body from the inside out and really get grounded. Anytime there is spiraling thoughts and anxiety and challenges arising, a nice way to regroup and ground and invite calm into the body is by noticing what you're touching, noticing the points of contact you have with the earth, with the planet. So we're going to go through a practice together, a grounding meditation practice to start out. And I invite you to get comfortable now. And I'll begin in just a moment. Okay, hopefully you're in a good position for your body. And I just want to mention too that mindfulness meditation is not about cultivating a particular state. We're not necessarily trying to cultivate peace and calm, although that might be a result of the practice. We're not trying to achieve a particular place of bliss or achieve a quiet mind. We're more about working with what's happening and seeing it clearly so that we can make wise choices. As I mentioned, calm, peace, ease may be a benefit of the practice. However, we're not trying to produce something. It's more about a process. It's practicing, just like you practice an instrument. So allowing yourself to have any final movements that you need before coming into stillness here. In a seated position, just noticing the points of contact that your body has with the ground. So feeling your feet, maybe noticing the four corners of the feet, balls of the feet, the toes, the heels. Noticing where they touch the ground underneath you. Maybe they're touching socks. Maybe they're touching shoes. Maybe feet are in contact with carpet or floor. Knowing and feeling, mindfully being aware of your feet making contact with ground. And noticing the points of contact your body has with the chair or the cushion or the bench underneath you. So feeling your sit bones, noticing them heavy, making contact, grounded. And allowing your spine to be upright, but not uptight. So sitting in a dignified way with your shoulders rolled away from your ears, not striving for perfection or striving to stay perfectly still. It's more upright with a sense of ease and relaxation. Ready for whatever comes your way. Shoulder blades rolling down back. And relaxing and releasing any tension you may be holding in the head, in the forehead, around your eyes. Letting go of any tightness or tension in cheeks and jaw and mouth. Chest open and receptive. And noticing if it's comfortable for your eyes to be closed, or if you prefer to have the gaze down in front of you a few inches on the floor. And allowing your hands to be steady, calm, relaxed either on your legs or on your belly. And paying attention, bringing clear awareness to what it is like to be in the body right now, in this position for meditation. It might feel easy and relaxed. It might feel strange and a little bit forced or unfamiliar. Or it might feel neutral, just fine, ready for practice. Bringing awareness to body in this position. Body can remember this position. Muscle memory can build every time you come into this position, so body will know, now it's time to meditate. And then bringing awareness to the top of the head, envisioning and feeling like there is water, maybe warm shower water, slowly pouring over your face and your body, all the way from your head down to your feet, helping to wash away any tension, any subtle tension in the body you might still be holding on to. Really feeling into the face, and letting go and relaxing and releasing any holding. Water pouring over shoulders and down arms. Pouring down the front of the body, the back, and letting go of any lingering holding or tightness in the area of the stomach. Water pouring over legs, all the way down to your feet. And mind might be busy. There may be thoughts that are happening. It's no problem. We're just unhooking many stories or thoughts that are passing through the mind and returning into feeling the lower part of your body. Grounding, feeling, body steady, supported, heavy, earth supporting underneath you. And gravity above you. Holding you steady here in this moment in the body. And if more thoughts arise, letting them pass by like clouds in the sky and returning back into feeling your bottom on the chair, your feet on the floor, grounding. And I'll be silent for another minute, and you're encouraged to continue to feel in the body. But every time mind has a thought or something to say, noticing thought, returning into a grounded place in the lower body, feeling the sensation touching chair, touching seat, touching earth, training the mind, coming back to the present moment. And then opening your eyes or coming out of the meditation at the end of the sound of the bell. So welcome back. That was our grounding practice, the basis of starting a meditation practice. So for some of you, that might feel really lovely and easy and relaxing. For others, it might feel alarming because when we slow down, we really start to notice different aches and pains in the body. When we step out of autopilot, we start to notice patterns of holding in the body. When we slow down, we start to notice what the mind is saying, how we're judging ourselves or judging a meditation practice or judging others. This is all very, very natural. So it's where we bring a quality of kindness and non-judgment to the practice is important because we often are just not aware that these things are happening. But when we shine the light of awareness on the present moment and we know it, then we can make different choices and let things go when we're actually paying attention. So it's really important when you start a meditation practice to be patient. Like with any training, it takes time. Learning to play an instrument, learning to dance, learning to cook. Any new skill takes practice and repetition. And so you're invited to continue to practice this, to train the body to know when it's time to meditate, when it's time to ground, when we need to put down the thinking mind and come back into our body to be in the present moment experience. And it's really important that you stay kind to yourself. And if you notice yourself being a little mean to yourself, paying attention to that, and then coming back into the present moment with kindness and gentleness, starting to speak to yourself as you would speak to one of your very best friends. So, mindfulness is not about getting to a certain place, it's not about controlling your mind. Meditation's not passive and sleeping. It's being alert, it's being present, it's being engaged in what's happening in the moment and paying attention to it by starting off in the body and staying in the body instead of letting our mind take over. So, my recommendation for you is to continue this practice. I often tell people to start meditating and to try doing 5 minutes, 5 days a week for 5 weeks. That's enough time to really develop a new habit. That is advice from Ruth King, who's another mindfulness teacher. And I find that the students and people I work with help. It's very helpful to have that as a marker to develop a new practice. So come in to your seat, feel your feet, come back to that meditation and video, and enjoy your practice. Thank you for your attention.